Okay, this is the second video for understanding assigning and mapping sounds. So in the first video we covered assigning and mapping piano and pad volume. And the way you do that is by clicking on the universal level and assigning and mapping these two will assign that volume to every single patch. But some patches have unique sounds that need to be mapped. For example, Real Love has a track. It's a specific track. And if you look right here where the mouse is, there's a little area for how we do tracks. So right here is the play button, the stop button, and this one is the metronome. So how we map the play button for tracks is we click on this green button and you'll see how it's highlighted in blue, and then you would click assign and map, and then what you would do is on the physical keyboard you're playing you would hit the play button and you keep on hitting it until MainStage detects it, and then once it starts playing you'll see over here the output. This is like where the volume is. You'll see it start going up and down because it's playing the track, and you also should be able to hear it in your ears. Once it starts playing, while it's playing, you just hit assign and map again. So then each time you play it, all you have to do is press the play button. The next button is the stop button. You want to do the same thing, highlight it with blue by clicking on it, hit assign and map, and then hit the stop button until MainStage picks it up. Once it picks it up, you'll notice the output. So the track should be playing. It's the best to map the stop button while the track is playing, so that way you know that the stop button works. So you assign and map the stop, and then keep on hitting the stop button until you see the output drop, and then both the green and red colors will go away, and then you won't hear it in your ears. Then you just hit assign and map. It'll still be red. The stop button should still be red. Hit assign and map, and then the stop button is now mapped. The next button you want to click on is the metronome. So basically what you want to do is highlight this one and you'd hit assign and map again, and then you'd start hitting whichever button you want to use for the metronome. I personally use the record button, and then I keep on hitting it until it starts picking it up, and then it'll start playing in the metronome channel right here, and then you'd hit assign and map, and then you should be good. So that's how you assign tracks. And then, for example, in Real Love or Praise Goes On, you'll notice that there's a synth. So in order to map the synth, you'd have to assign it the same way you did for the piano and pad, but instead of at the concert level, you need to do it at the patch level since it's individual and it's specific. So you just click on the knob and it should highlight blue, and for some reason right now it's not highlighting blue, but it will if it's plugged in. You'd hit assign and map and then start sliding it up and down until you see on MainStage the volume going up and down as you slide it up and down, and then you hit assign and map again. So if you have different songs that require a synth or some other sounds, you just make sure to go into each individual patch and assign them. These other ones already are mapped because they mainly use the pad and piano. And another thing that is great to assign is going up first to the concert level, and then you'll notice here how it says patch and there's arrows. So these controls allow you to move, be able to press a button, and then it'll move to the next track, to the next patch. It's really helpful for songs while you're playing live. Otherwise, you would have to take your hand off the keyboard and put it on the computer, and then click to the next track each time. But it's a lot easier to have a button mapped on the controls for the keyboard that lets you go to the next one. So what you do is highlight this button. See how it says go down? There's a down arrow. And you'd click on it, and normally for some reason MainStage right now is not picking up the blue outline, probably because we're not plugged into a keyboard right now. But you'd click on the button, wait till it's blue and highlighted, you'd click assign and map, and then you'd hit the button until MainStage picks it up, and then you'll see as soon as you hit the button it'll start going to the next patch, and then you know that it's mapped. And then what you'd want to do again is click on the concert level again, and then you'd click on this one, which allows you to go backwards, and then you'd again click assign and map and do the same thing until it picks it up, and then it'll start moving backwards. So in this case it would go to no longer slaves, backwards, and the other button would go forwards. So that's another overview of how to assign and map